Two thieves come from behind on a motorcycle and using a rope snatch the bag of an elderly woman and run away. A delivery boy sees them and goes to the elderly woman on his bicycle and tells her not to worry, then follows the thieves. On the way, the thieves stop their motorcycle at a place. The girl gets down from the motorcycle and takes off her helmet and gives it to the man. When she picks up the bag and tries to open it, the man stops her and says, "This bag belongs to my mother. I will open it." The girl angrily says, "So will you tell me what to do and what not to do?" At the same time, the delivery boy arrives on his bicycle and secretly watches them from a distance. When the girl opens the bag, there is a lot of money inside. The man picks up the money, smells it, and says, "We will divide this money into 2 equal parts." The girl takes the money from him, puts it back into the bag and says, "I will decide who gets how much." Meanwhile, the delivery boy goes to them and says, "How shameless you both are. Do you have no shame robbing your own mother?" The girl says, "You do not need to interfere in others' matters. Mind your own business." Then the delivery boy says, "Return the bag or I will inform the police." The girl says, "Oh, you got angry. Let's solve the matter." She starts taking money out of the bag, then says to the man, "Here is your share," and also gives money to the delivery boy. The delivery boy quietly takes the money. Then the girl picks up the bag. The man starts the motorcycle. The girl sits on it and they leave. The delivery boy looks at the money and says to himself, "No, I cannot be part of this crime." Then the delivery boy goes to the elderly woman on his bicycle and shows her the money. The elderly woman ends the call and looks at the money in surprise. The delivery boy apologizes and says he could not catch them and tells her that the thief was her own son. The elderly woman says with regret, "I could never imagine my son would do this. Once he was mixing something in my coffee and my daughter saw him." The delivery boy says, "Do not worry, I have an idea." When the elderly woman asks, he says, "Come with me." The elderly woman sits on his bicycle. Meanwhile, the man and his wife are drinking juice happily after looting the money. Then the elderly woman goes to them and tells her son and daughter-in-law that someone snatched her bag on the road. The daughter-in-law asks, "How did this happen?" The elderly woman says, "Thieves came on a motorcycle and ran away with the bag." The son says, "Mom, do not worry. We will report it to the police. They will surely find a solution." The delivery boy secretly enters the house and slowly climbs the stairs. The girl is sleeping. When the delivery boy enters the room, the girl gets scared seeing him. The delivery boy tells her to stay quiet and says that he is here with her mother to help them. The elderly woman sits worried with her daughter-in-law and says, "Now I do not know what will happen." The daughter-in-law says, "Have patience. Everything will be fine and you will get your bag back." Meanwhile, the son brings coffee for his mother and gives it to her to drink. The elderly woman starts drinking the coffee when her daughter comes and stops her and takes the coffee. The daughter-in-law says, "What is this trouble now?" The delivery boy says, "Here is your bag, and these are the thieves who stole it." The son says, "What are you accusing us of? We do not know whose bag this is." The daughter-in-law says, "We should inform the police that this boy stole your bag." The elderly woman says the police would never do what this boy did. Then she tells them, "I know everything. You also tried to make me drink bad coffee." The son quickly says, "I did all this on my wife's insistence." The elderly woman says, "Before I call the police, you both get out of this house." She throws them out of her property. The daughter-in-law says, "We also do not need to live here." Then she holds her husband's hand and they leave the house. In this way, a delivery boy saves an elderly woman from being robbed and exposes the truth of her dishonest son and daughter-in-law in front of her. Have you ever helped someone like this? Tell us in the comments, share our video and subscribe to our channel.